Good morning, YouTube and everybody. This morning we're going to discuss three very similar yet somewhat different watches. What we have here today is we have three watches of different price ranges. On the left, we have the SEIKO Presage Cocktail Time with the blue gradient dial in a sunburst pattern with baton hour markers, polished baton hour markers. On the extreme right, we have the now famous Tissot PRX Powermatic 80, also with the blue sunburst dial with baton markers. And in the center, we have the Patek Philippe Nautilus 5711 1A with blue gradient dial. And as you can see, all three models have got beautiful shimmering blue dials and polished bezels, except for the Patek, of course, whereby the edges, only the edges are polished. And the PRX as well as the Patek have got integrated bracelets. And while the SEIKO Presage does not have that one. All three watches come in at different price points. The SEIKO Presage comes in at about 500 Singapore dollars, while the Tissot PRX will be about 1,000, and of course the Patek Philippe Nautilus would be substantially more. It retails for about 42,000, but it's currently trending at about 190,000. So the question, of course, would be which is the best? And of course, when we talk about best, it's very subjective. But I would say all these three watches are all relatively well known, and I would even venture to say legendary, especially the Presage, the PRX, and the Nautilus. All right, so let's discuss about the Presage first. Of course, as we all know, the Presage needs no introduction. The Cocktail Time comes with a beautiful gradient blue dial with a sunburst pattern, polished hour markers that gleam brilliantly when it's moved. The hands are sharp and precise, and the case is well made, and what you get is a fantastic bang for your buck. A deployant clasp that opens up with a high quality mechanism, and of course we have the in-house SEIKO movement that is has a polished rotor, but other than that, it has a stripe finish for the flat surfaces of the plates and bridges. But other than that, it's relatively unfinished. But interestingly, it has a screw-in case back, which is unexpected for this price range. So of course, at this price, we do not expect too much. But I would say for this relatively inexpensive price of $500, it offers fantastic bang for your buck, and it punches way above its price. This is the SEIKO Presage Cocktail Time. Up next would be double the price of the Cocktail Time would come the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80, launched this year 2021. The PRX certainly shook the market with its fantastic price proposition. Just look at the finishing of this model. Chamfered edges, polished. The quality is fantastic. The one thing you should do note is that it does not have a see-through case back, which is alright. But as you can see, Tissot put in effort to engrave the rotor and give it a sunburst decorative polish. so it gleams when you turn it. So these are all the little touches that make this PRX Powermatic 80 such a good value proposition, I would say. And look at that blue dial, that fantastic blue sunburst dial that just shines when you look at it. And the hour markers as well are so highly polished that they glimmer when you turn it around as such. The bracelet is absolutely solidly made. You can look at my previous video when I discussed about the quality of the bracelet. As you can see, the inner portions of the links have been polished, and it gives off a certain shine when you look at it. Let me just see if I can capture it on camera. Yep. So this is an extremely well made watch for the price, I would say. But is it twice as good as the Presage Cocktail Time? Well, it's a matter of taste, I would say. So I would not comment on that too much. Both watches are good. And of course, what we have down the middle is the now legendary 5711 1A Patek Philippe Nautilus. It is, I would say, a fantastically made watch. Every detail is painstakingly made, every polish, even the edges of the bracelet, as you can see, is hand polished. The attention to detail is absolutely amazing. The dial, if you look at it, you can literally stare at it for hours. And under scrutiny, you will find no fault whatsoever. And of course, the movement, the beautiful movement from Patek Philippe, it's head and shoulders above the rest, with all the high horological finishes. Every edge has been polished, every screw head has been polished, and it has a solid gold rotor behind. As you can see, every single bit shines. And the detail, the attention to detail, the finishing is absolutely first rate. But is it 100 times better? Is it 200 times better than its two cousins over here? Well, I would say watch collecting is subjective. It is more an emotional experience. So there's no right or wrong. All three watches, in my humble opinion, are fantastic. They are for my personal collection, and I love them all. So I would not badger any one of them. Well, there you have it. A quick comparo between the SEIKO Presage Cocktail Time, the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80, and the Patek Philippe 5711 Nautilus. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do like my videos, please do like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Thanks everybody. Ciao.